if you want Orianna potentially in the
Yone
mid lane,
is still available.
I think Yone being up, I think that's what prompted that Akali ban. Of course, you need to answer with the Rumble ban if you are top esports. So would rather face the Yone than the Rumble. So Yone going to be locked in, and now we'll see if top esports, what they end up grabbing. I will say the Tristana, it's a classic pick for Creme. It's one of the strongest picks that he has always had in his pool, and it has been his answer to the Yone so far. So expect to see this one for him yet again.
He had like a ridiculous, I think it was like 16 or really 17 game win streak on that champion last year.
Yeah, also versus
it was
Weibo.
Actually wild.
I believe it was against Weibo. Played a really nice Tristana game.
Yeah, very true.
Already seen positives from him in Split 2 proper.
Out of all the possibilities, Cubby, I'm thinking the Sejuani was a good ban, a good steal, obviously. They don't even go for it anyways, but the double marksman lock-in for top esports, and then the Lilia Scion lock-in for FPX.
I do like the Scion here, just because Trist Ezreal, Ezreal doesn't want to get Pen early on. Like, you want a third item Shojin usually. And same with Tristana. Like, it's really important to get Yuntals into Flicker Blades. And okay, we're going to see a Kanavi Nidalee, so that attack speed steroid might be doing extra mileage here with the double marksman. But this identity for FPX early on, that Scion, he's able to get beefy in the lane. It could be a real problem for Tristana Ezreal in that early to mid game, where Scion can just be ginormous as a champion and will buy a lot of space for this Yone Lilia.
I really like this FPX comp so far.
I
think it's
Scion's
setting them up
pick.
for success. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. My first feeling for top esports side of things is they're just overconfident. They just feel like they could put the pedal to the metal and go with whatever they feel like. And the Nidalee, yes, it is a tried and true classic for Kanavi, but into this composition feels like it can be a little difficult to go for. Now we're in the second phase of bans. We already got that ADC focus from top esports with the Kaisa and the Kalista ban. It is the Leona and the Gnar ban there from FPX.
Oh, the insta-lock for the Ornn, the tank v tank matchup. It's the 369 comfort zone, baby.
It is.
I was going to say this team does need utility. And, of course, wanting to 5-pick that support, Ornn going to bring a lot of utility early on and is, much like the Scion, able to create a lot of space for these carries.
Yeah. It's so funny, the ebb and flow of this story for 369, going from only playing tanks, not playing carries, to only playing carries, not playing tanks, then going back and now being a little bit of both. It's been really cool to see a lot of that, and I know it meant a lot for him to win on a tank in the grand finals here in the last split as well. It is the Corki Rel combo to finish out FPX's composition.
I do not like the Corki here. I think that you are really outranged by what's showing for top esports, and like you got to really be able to create space and be bursty in order to deal with the Trist Ezreal. Now, in the slight defense of Corki, this is for FPX what I like to call a shotgun comp. It's off of Lilia R, Rel R, Yone R. If Corki and Awesome is able to get involved during that duration and take down the carries, then I think this pick can be good. But outside of those windows, you're going to be peppered by the Nidalee, Tristana, and Ezreal on this pick. So I think that this really makes it important that FPX, when they do go for those engages, they are big ones. So they need to take advantage of those Rel and Lilia power plays when you have flash up and can have those big R keys hit more people, right? So I think that those champions, the flash being up, really important. The engages are clean from FPX. If not, that long fight with the Trist, Ezreal, Alistar is going to be lethal against what FPX is showing.
I just feel like top esports have a sandwich comp. They got the Ornn on one side, the Alistar on the other side, all the meat and damage you need in the mid. But it is seriously about top esports showing dominance in that first game and looking to continue that momentum and continue to put pressure on this group Ascend to be one of those top 4 teams to automatically get into the playoffs for LPL split number 2 and look at that ticket to MSI. This is a team that has broken the confidence of a ton of the community here after first stand, but at home, when they're in their domestic prime, they look damn good, taking down the rest of the league. Now, FPX, can they do something? Can they be the David to the Goliath? Can they have some sort of say in this series and bring us to 3? The question is still there. 23.5 minutes was the first game. Can they survive for longer against a hungry top esports in game 2? No! Nobody cheer for FPX.
I was going to ask, I didn't
Oh, no. Well, the
wanna call
guy
that out.
also, like, half-heartedly went to start the champ, but it's fine. It's fine.
You know, when you lose before Baron spawns, sometimes that just happens.
Yeah. Let's go get in traffic. You know, might be able to make it home a little earlier. It is a situation where it's tough. Because FPX were once one of the most lauded organizations in the LPL. Obviously getting one of the championships, the world championships for this region. And now Sheer gonna say hello to Kanavi and 369 early. Guess nothing else is gonna happen of it. There you go. That's the dub that we're looking for. But it is also a bit of a fall from grace for the Phoenix, and it's not like it happened over a short little bit of time. It has been a long iteration of this. I think Care is the core piece that this team has been rebuilt around multiple times. He's that kind of development piece that's come up through this system. But every iteration has just barely scratched the surface, barely made their mark, but always falling a bit short.
Yeah, and, again, I mean, for this team making Group Ascend, that is overachieving expectations. Thought it was real positive for FPX. They showed some good play in that 3-seed tournament to get into Split 2 proper in order to define the groups where, I mean, FPX definitely showed they deserved to be here. They had to run the gauntlet in order to make sure that they qualified for this group and avoid the very scary Group Nirvana where you are playing for your Split 3 lives.
Which is
saw
insane.
a tweet yesterday where really where LNG sits, their last scheduled game is April 26th or April 28th, and if they lose, like, their season is done April 28th.
Yeah,
Like that's just
which is
ballistic
so
to
insane.
think about.
Kanavi going for some early pathing here on a Shadow. Gonna get spotted out, and I don't know if you want to take those early skirmishes. Gonna try to at least take a couple of the wolves. Maybe go for the smite. Oh, it actually goes to Wave Shadow, so he's gonna get the advantage there. Not the damage advantage though. Kanavi has that trading pattern going on a Shadow. Maybe looking for a little bit more. Won't find anything else, but still pushing Shadow out of his own jungle.
I really like that from Kanavi, and with the prio bot from JackeyLove and Chris, going to be really tough for Shadow to go cross map and actually pick up some of those camps. So might just be relegated to taking that lower crab and seeing what he can find elsewhere, as JackeyLove and Chris hit 3 early, and they're fighting aggressively.
They are. JackeyLove taking some heavy trades, but Jwei gonna have to flash out. An auto attack from JackeyLove. The turret's gonna come through. The Foss Bomb gets one back, maybe 2. The flash is there. The auto, a double kill for awesome.
I honestly really like the play from JackeyLove, but he's someone that plays on the edge, and that edge, well, it netted up a tower shot this time around. If he doesn't tank that, I do think that they walk out there with a 1-for-0. But that tower shot was taken. Awesome gets 2 early kills on this Corking. That's big.
That's actually so massive. Now Shadow was looking to prey on 369 up there. Not going to find anything just yet.
Again, Shadow couldn't walk bot because of the prio from the Ezreal and the Alistar. And so Shadow is relegated to pretty much nothing here. It's just
Creme,
be a nice trap.
The ultimate bait. Jwei actually with a massive shattering strikes right there. Stopping Crisp in the tracks.
But look at Kanavi again. He has the, able to actually get in here. Has the help of Crisp, and we're just going to have a skirmish over the Raptors. Kanavi should keep the fights going here. Has the level advantage on the Nidalee, and this is where Nidalee really thrives. I think if Care is here to join the fight, they do have to be careful, but JackeyLove even rotating over will be spotted out by Jwei, and that's just going to be the cap given over to Kanavi as it does reset. Actually get Shadow back in, but...
Is he going to smite it? Oh, they just go for the all-in onto Shadow. Shadow with the explosive charge and the kitty claws from Kanavi. Say that a couple more times because Top Esports are just forcing FPX. This is the ultimate I know I'm better than you setup.
I mean, yes, in a way it is, but also FPX has to respect what their comp is. You just can't take these fights at this point, and Shadow, there's not much you can do on the map, but I think you just have to give away the Raptors. Like, go fight somewhere else. Go answer and take Nidalee's Raptors if you can, but the lack of priority and mid and bot really being taken advantage of here by Top Esports. We're going to get to replay this one again. Level 3s early is what prompted the fight. Damage split up a little bit here. Maybe if Chris stuns Jwei as well, we're able to pick this one up. And JackeyLove's flash will be a little bit late. I didn't exactly see the auto attack animation, so I didn't know if he had that one up earlier. I think those are the 2 optimizations that I would look for from Top Esports in terms of taking that play. But bottom line is JackeyLove ate a tower shot. Awesome picked up 2 kills, and That did shift the bot lane power a little bit here in favor of FPX.
See if it will matter in the longevity of things. I think it's so fitting that Chris was talked to recently. Okay, well, maybe we'll get a fight on Sheer here. Kanavi going to make his face shown into Sheer's lane. There's the unstoppable onslaught to get the double knockup. Going to be knocked up right back. He's very tanky boy already, even just having that cinder. And nothing else there, but the grubs are up, and this is the first spawn of grubs, so it would be a 3. It's really fitting when you listen to Chris talk in the last interview, and a lot of praise, obviously, or like talks and conversation about facing your old organization, the team that you got a world championship on. But his statement kind of rang true in the fact that like it's been so long. It's the roster's not the same. He doesn't feel like there's any kind of connection there, and that's really telling to kind of the legacy of the LPL and what we've seen over the last couple of years.
I can't blame him, right? It's not like he's playing with any of his, or against any of the old teammates where they won worlds, right? Those guys are in different places. So I think, at least the positive here for Crisp is it does speak to how long he's been competing as a player. And
Very
has
true.
one of the longest tenures now as a support in the LPL and still playing at a really high level, which is great to see.
Him and Mako swapping, or not swapping plays, but at least him taking the spot of Mako. Now Kanavi going to try to contest over Shadow, who was potentially starting up the first dragon. This is a level 6 diff right now, and Shadow just taking the brunt of it and just goes down to Creme. Now Creme gets the reset here, doesn't have the explosive charge, but has massive damage onto Care, and this lead is starting to get out in front of FPX.
And again, like the skirmishing, right? Shadow flashed out and died in that last Raptor skirmish. So now, like, you're flashless. Kanavi finds you again. You go down, and, like, what can you do? Like, this is how you can play Nidalee into Lilia if you have pushing lanes, and Kanavi's doing a great job executing it. Again, we thought that Nidalee was his best champion, and honestly, Top Esports' best compositions were built around Nidalee in Split 1. This was the champion where we had no questions about the performance of Top Esports or Kanavi, and with them playing better in Split 2, it does feel like Kanavi, still able to step up on this champion. No surprises here, but Shadow being caught out and caught by surprise everywhere here on the Rift, sadly.
I just feel like Kanavi is so out for blood right now. Just in the entirety. Oh God, Care's gonna die. He's hello, friend. He gets the flash out. Oh, the fate sealed. Oh, the combo. Creme still kills him. Is going to get the Lilty Lullaby in the end, and Shadow will clean up that kill. It is a nice little shutdown there. Meanwhile, 1v1 in top side. Unstoppable Onslaught's going to be there, dodging out of the spear from Kanavi. And that's Crisp? Supportal combat, I guess.
I missed that one on my minimap, I got to be honest, and I was not expecting to see Crisp of all places die there. So
there's still 3 turrets up, by the way.
There are, but the jungle continues to not be Shadows.
Oh,
and I think that's the real important part. This gap that Kanavi's been able to open up over Shadow is really
Look at his cam. Look at it. He is a stone cold killer. He has been running FPX himself on business. And he's just calm, cool, and collected like it doesn't even matter. Like these people don't have families. Like they don't have friends. Like nobody's going to know about this. But they all know that Top Esports is diffing FPX in this series.
I mean, I don't really know what to say here, Mazel. These games just simply don't look competitive. I will say this was one of the better plays we did see from him. FPX, well played by Care. Insta flash out, did dodge that pulverize from Crisp. Managed to pick up a kill onto Creme in the back half, and then, okay, well, Chris just ran up the hills. On the bright side, he didn't give a kill over to Awesome. So, hindsight Harry says this is okay. As Jwei burns both summoner spells to make sure that he picks up 300 gold. I don't know how worth that one was, but, he barbecued some meat.
That's a way to say it, yes. He did do that. What's your favorite meat to barbecue?
Ooh.
It's got to be burgers.
I'm not a... Well, that's not really a barbecue, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah, it is.
That is my favorite thing to grill, for sure.
Okay.
I used to grill a lot when I was back in Columbus.
I guess, yeah. I guess I'm talking about grilling versus barbecue.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Still.
That Fridays in the Midwest, come home from work in the summer, crack open that grill, and maybe a cold one. Nothing better.
All right. Well, they're Looking at a little bit of a fight here in mid. Not going to crack open the cold one just yet. Dragon is up on the bot side. Second spawn of Grubs is coming up as well. We have not seen a single Dragon go down, but Top Esports definitely can put a little bit of presence around this Grub fight. Okay, Creme is just going to die. Shear's going to 100% him. No, will end up getting the bag up of that. I mean, he took 3/4 of his health. Yeah, now Kanavi is in the Grub fight.
Good angle for Top Esports.
Okay, Jwei just doesn't get to exist, I guess. That's so unfortunate. JackeyLove! Oh, JackeyLove goes down to awesome. Fade sealed. He ended up over the wall there, I guess, on the other side of Kanavi. Kanavi's still in the pit. Care didn't finish him off. There's been some wonky stuff happening with walls recently here in the LPL. And Shadow's going to get bounced around. Not going to get hit by the spear, but is going to eventually fall. Trying to get Kanavi back, but doesn't do so. It will be 5-1 in Grub stacking for Top Esports' favor.
Yeah, I thought that Ornhorn angle from 369 was nice and what was a pretty wacky fight. Actually, in the replay, I really want to see where Kanavi was standing because I haven't seen Yone end up on the other side of a wall against an Italy. I'm wondering if it's like, of course, that wall, you have big and short parts of the wall. So I'm kind of curious if he was standing up against a big or short part of the wall. Might actually learn something about Yone going through that replay there. But so far, what we're learning about Top Esports is that, well, kind of said coming into this one, Mazel, they can outclass. Oh, I guess in the picture-in-picture, we did see Creme cancel the TP from Sheer. That's really nice for Creme. He was able to actually pick that up. Sion could have a really big impact on that fight, I will say. We missed that one.
Well, it's a little bit of something. Yeah, it's fine.
369, nice angle here. They focus up the Rel, as Rel was pretty much free meat. Shadow goes for the combo onto Kanavi, as able to get the sleep into Care. And yeah, he's against the short part of the wall. That R hitbox, you can't see it, did end up on the other side of the wall, but of course you're tied to the champion. Clever from Kanavi. Again, I didn't know about that mechanic. It looks like he did. That actually saved his life and really helped them win out on the rest of the fight. I know it looks like 2 grubs were taken by FPX in that one, so able to deny a little bit from Top Esports, but I don't know, only 5-1 stuff.
Yeah. Well, they're finding a pick on the Sheer, as they will end up getting a little bit of gold there. And Dragon has been, I believe, started by JackeyLove here this entire time. Maybe not, actually. I thought he was in the pit there doing it. But then let's look at the lane assignments, because FPX are actually trying to get something back here, get some turret plates in mid as well. Scoop up a little bit of gold, try to get away from this 3,000 deficit that they've dug themselves into. The Top Esports looking for more on the bot side. They
have 5 grubs, and that turret down bot's going to melt, as Top doing a nice job of following Creme. Whereas Awesome getting in the face of JackeyLove, as 2 people are showing bot. They do have the opportunity to be aggressive elsewhere. Going to take a few plates off mid, just the pushing potential. Less with the last grubs here for FPX. And yeah, Creme going to take care of business here. See, looks like he's going to get this pre-14. That's a nice gold injection, taking the plate and the first turret. And will secure beats for Top Esports.
Yeah, that's just a lot of gold. That's a lot of gold. Well, since this game's a little bit one-sided, I will ask then, what's Alistar's favorite thing to grill? You know this guy grills. You think he knows that burgers are made out of him?
In honor of the popular pop culture movie that may or may not be allowed going over to China, thanks to, you know, the tariffs going on at the moment, I'm gonna say chicken jockey. We're gonna have a Fortnite multiverse crossover with the Minecraft movie, and we're gonna have Alistar grilling out chicken jockeys. Get a nice combo.
He just has a cow butt. See, the thing is, Alistar's grill. We're coming up with a skin right now, right? Please pay attention. An Alistar grilling skin, and he has a cow belt for whenever he's ready to serve the food, and he's just like hanging from his grill. You know, it's fun. I don't know.
I feel like we're onto something, but also I feel like some people might find it heinous to have a cow grilling. But
that's what makes it funny.
Hold on. I mean, also it could be like infringing on Chick-fil-A copyrights, because you have the Eat More Chicken campaign.
And so he definitely could be grilling chicken.
So what's actually going to happen is we're not only going to cross over Minecraft movie, but Chick-fil-A now is entering the League of Legends universe.
I can't wait. It's going to be like the Xbox that can heat up KFC chicken. Oh, no. Oh, Jwei, he's by himself a little bit. Here comes the follow-through from Awesome. Top Esports just get out. Yep, they tried though, and that's kind of what I like.
They got something. They got Kanavi's flash. It's pretty hard to get anything at this point. Also, curious what Kanavi's going next. Probably going to be a Horizon focus, but curious if we get anything different since he is so far ahead on this Italy. And Top Esports continues to be the team that is so far ahead. Is that play? Sheer rotated up to cover mid, and 369 able to get some free time with his bot turret. Yes, that might be a tank horn, but was able to knock down about half the turret.
And yeah, that's pretty far down in there. Oh, okay. So FPX gonna try to be a little proactive here. And Top Esports gonna be coming around the bend though. Maybe looking for a pincer with Creme coming down from the top side. TP's gonna be there, as well as now maybe getting pincered themselves around. They got the TP up. 369 has a massive angle. The Rift Herald is going to go down. Okay, it goes to Kanavi of all people. Shadow's going to have to sing his sweet lullaby from the grave as JackeyLove puts him in that ground. Kanavi's going to finally go down to care, and they are picked across the table. When I came into this day talking to you, I said that FPX sometimes looks like chickens with their heads cut off, and I think that we got the representation right there.
Yeah, I mean, they're really forcing hard for that Rift Herald. It enabled Top Esports to find a setup, and that setup, this is for me, what really won Top Esports that split one. This setup was nice. Again, Ornn can sometimes make things so easy for you as a team. And that Ornhorn, 369 able to find, shut down Shadow. Kanavi, the only one that falls. He was down flash beforehand. A lot was burned to even make sure that he fell. And Top Esports just had all the space in the world to make sure their carries are able to do some work.
Clinical from Top Esports. Almost 7,000 gold up now. That being said, now we're going to take a look at a replay, and then I'm going to go back to grilling questions. As
I have a great idea for you coming up here, by the way.
All right.
As, again, 369 finds Shadow, nice Ornhorn. Creme has all the space in the world. Can just, again, punts, toss him away. He actually won the 1v1 too. Care had to go in to find Kanavi, but he's stuck. Jwei's engaged, goes to the wayside. This team is too far behind. Do anything in this game, Mazel. And that gold lead keeps on growing, and Top Esports keep on cruising.
Now that I'm realizing it, it's just so fitting that we are the two ones talking about grill options. Like we're totally the two like closest to just dad energy casters.
Okay.
We're out there grilling for the team, you know.
All
right, what's your idea?
So from our LPL chat, we have Bloxer, caster in waiting, who fortunately was on time today because let's be honest. This series has been quick. But Alistar beef burgers, all right? Now, keeping with my theme of weaving in IP that may or may not be necessary, Mark Wahlberg, he's got a burger company with his brother, Wahlburger Alistar, all right? I feel like this is the crossover we need. What bad movie has Mark Wahlberg been in? What bad rap song has Mark Wahlberg produced? I challenge you to find one. Even the bad ones are brilliant, all right?
Yeah, they're pretty good. Daddy's Home, by the way, great series of movies with Will Ferrell, very funny. If you haven't seen it, kind of like akin to Christmas movies. Anyways, let's go back to the grilling questions at hand. Who's the next best griller on this map? I low-key think it's Ezreal. I think Ezreal got a good grill game.
Now, I feel like Choo-Choo Ornn, like if you had a grilling animation in there, that's pretty close. He's got a furnace in the train. He's cooking. 369
if only
also.
Leona was in this game.
I will say, Ornn doesn't have a ton of skins. Choo-Choo Ornn is elite. This one's a little bit slept on too. Freljordian.
That's pretty good.
Ornn, no, sorry, Thunder. Ornn.
The Elder God one is really good.
Yeah.
I really like
it.
It is.
I do like that one too. Oh,
dude, what was that? That cat just flew sideways, bro. What was that?
That was quite the animation cancel from Kanavi.
That was insane.
Now, as these Raptors have been property of Kanavi for the game.
Yep.
They're gonna.
They have his name on a plaque above them. You just can't see it right there.
Yes, they're actually on his side of the map, as has been the case for the entire.
Your base belongs to us. That's what he's saying.
Again, I mean, we'll see if Top Esports can wrap this one up pre-25 yet again. It would be hilarious if no Baron spawned in this series.
That would be. Oh my god, that would be wild. That would be absolutely wild. There's no way. They're stalling out a little bit. They're sputtering.
Yeah, Creme TP top after he took the inner turret, and the Sion being there, they decided that they couldn't move him. So not going to try and push through that one. I like the idea, though, at least to keep the push going, but instead top esports going to find the reset. And we'll say this game's been a little bit bloodier, so I think priority on Otacon up a bit. As Otacon has kind of evolved in strategy, I feel like the Roses Otacon, it's a lot more power throughout the game. Of course, if you get that res, that withdraw available, you have a big power play up for 2.5 minutes, but the Roses giving the XP and increasing the power of the Drakes that you've already secured, a little bit more impactful throughout the game.
He's got a 5-level lead.
Oh my god.
My god!
That was through Aftershock.
Oh, Christ, man. This has been, I've casted a lot of games in the LPL, Cubby. This at the end of this year will be my 5th year covering the LPL holistically, and this might be one of the beatdowns of all time that I've ever watched.
Top Esports really pissed off after first day. That's all.
Right?
This.
Bring up the meme again, Kelsey. We don't need to see the gameplay. Let's just talk about the meme.
Sometimes, like, in the LPL, you know, it's pretty common to have a lower tier or seeded team take games off of top tier teams just because, you know, maybe the top tier team didn't take them as seriously. And sometimes the schedule is like 3 matches a week. So you are kind of forced to prep. And who are you going to prep against? The 16th place team or the 5th place team, right? And that's a valid question. And now LPL, I mean, these guys play fast. They play furious. Sometimes teams can make mistakes. Things get out of hand. But God, to see Top Esports take care of business like this, I mean, this is remnants of what made BLG so dominant. The past year, Mazel, like, that was a team that did not drop games even, which is really uncommon for the LPL because I feel like, you know, the beat of LPL, if you are a long-time fan, is, oh my god, our playoff series, like, always find a way to go to 5, right? Like, we always get bangers that shouldn't be bangers, and the bangers that should be bangers always deliver to be, like, super bangers, right? So, again, to have Top Esports taking care of business like this, I think it is a really nice boost for them because this was a team that was hated on. Like, even after the wins they've had against anyone's Legends of Weibo Gaming, their Huya ratings are still, like, being tanked by the fans because they're so mad about the first 10 performance. But Top Esports taking that to heart, and they're really doing everything but feed on the Rifts, doing everything they can to perform in these games.
They're doing really good. And this is, again, we said it from the very beginning of the day. This is the performance we needed and wanted to see from Top Esports because they showed dominance in that split one, and falling short in internationals doesn't take that away from them. But BLG is looking like a returned beast here, and we have to see what they can do to end up in that top 4 placement to make it automatically into the playoffs for Top Esports. But here comes an attempt from FPX. Sheer, you're too young to drive, buddy. Get out of that car. Top Esports now. Get the rebuttal. Get the double knock-up. Lilting Lullaby will be sweet nothings for FPX as they will lose their tier 2 tower and topside. Care is just going to try to get an all-in. He's going to not even get a single one. And Sheer and Shadow have to watch as their base crumbles.
I respect seeing the Care have the Dion Waiters / the Shy mentality of if you didn't keep on dying, then you lost the mentality to keep on playing the game. But that ult from Sheer might have been a little bit unwarranted. That again, FPX, I will say, a few less smiles on the player cams this game compared to the last, which I can't blame them for. Getting beat down like this 2 games in a row is tough, but yeah, this game is... This has been a series. I feel like the 2 series I've casted the last 2 days, Mazel... I've had 2 of the series of all time.
2 of all time.
Between
all
the EDG
time,
LG
buddy.
series and then just like the absolute thwackening that this has been.
I don't even know. Can we just talk about grilling stuff now? Like,
No,
I don't know,
like
man.
the Sheer being too young to drive call.
It was fun.
That was a positive.
It's topical, okay?
369 just ruined this fight before it started. If we're gonna really talk about it, that was a massive TP into Ornhorn in the double knockup. Taking full advantage of the space creation of the Ornn. Also starting to see...
Care is like the only one that's an adult in any of these conversations for FPX. He's the only one that like has anything to say. Jwei is going to go down to Kanavi. Awesome is also going to go down to Kanavi. That's a double kill. Maybe look up for more. Just go ahead and see how many you can rack up. Unfortunately, Sheer's pretty tanky, and Nidalee not known to be able to take down tanks, but maybe going to try to do so anyways. Enough cat scratches onto a post will end up taking it down. Not going to find any more cat scratches there in Shadows, just playing mind games with Top Esports.
Sion, you lost space to go. And
yeah, they're laughing. They're just having a good time.
Look at that smile.
Sheer and Kanavi and 369. Legends of JDG fandom.
Okay, Care.
Oh, okay. Nice flash from
Dude,
Creme's going to get him out of there.
Care is the try-hard in solo queue, you know?
I told you. Oh, my
boy,
God.
awesome.
Oh, Lilting Lullaby coming out there. I don't think he's going to be able to get away.
Hey, plus 923. Care's got a smile on his face. Same with
Huge.
Creme there. As, yeah, guys having a little bit of fun in this one again. This game pretty done and dusted. But on the bright side, FPX, they saw a Baron spawn in this game.
True. They did make it over 25 minutes.
It's on the map. They haven't seen it yet because they haven't been able to get that far up on the map. But they saw it. It's in the game.
It's in the game. Oh.
Oh, that was a nice play from Care, actually. He's going to find a good ult, too. This is well played. I know we're having a little bit of fun with this game, too. That was well played from Care.
Yeah, and there's a reason why they've consistently, like, literally rebuilt this team almost 3 times around this guy Care, because he is that crucial developmental piece that FPX has been trying to work around. And also, he got his Yone in game number 2. It was something actually that was banned away by Top Esports. And trying to now, actually, I do believe it might have been FPX on blue side baiting away. But it is still something where, you know, they tried to get this composition that has worked for them in the past. And I did like some of the flavors we saw. I know the biggest holdup that you had was the Corky, but I still did like that initial kind of 3 picks that they had to start it off.
Creme utilizing that extended range from Tristana to get some bonus range with the passive. Yeah, it's not just Caitlyn or Jinx that can do that. Tristana can too. As that Baron gets ripped down, shredded down, and now FPX, unfortunately, they never saw the Baron spawn, but they will see the buff on the shoulders of Top Esports.
They know it existed.
It's there. It's in the game.
You know who I want to see grill? Sion.
You know, I feel like canonically, Lumberjack Sion has to grill to live. Like, how else is he going to use all the wood that he cuts?
True.
So
That's the canon lore that we
Sion
needed.
skin, I would like that.
I need him to just be like covered in sausages, like he's just a butcher or something. And speaking of being butchered, I think FPX are about to learn the hard way that Top Esports is here for one thing and one thing only, and that is dominance in Split 2 to make up for the transgressions at first stand and to try to continue their streak in the LPL 2025. They were champions in Split 1 for a reason, and they will absolutely down smash onto FPX and take a 2-0 sweep.
Yeah, it was only Sheer with the chicken jockey kill at the end with Sion passive that got him anything in that last fight. That's going to be a pretty convincing duo for Top Esports at the end.
I'm dead, bro.
I feel like the Sion chicken jockey skin has some potential. Or Kled chicken jockey. He's literally the League of Legends chicken jockey.
Riot Games, get this man in your developmental team.
I have a marketing major.
GG's to Top Esports, man. GG's to Top Esports. I think we almost that game went a little bit longer. If it was a little bit shorter, I think we almost spent more time in breaks plus setting up the 1v1 than we did in the series. Like, it's that close.